Looks like Jim got a new boat. Didn't know he needed a new boat. Wait a minute, do those seats have back massagers in them? Good gracious, I want a boat that has back massagers. That's fantastic. Oh, great, Mike decided to take another selfie at the gym. That's incredible. Are you kidding me? He deadlifted 750 pounds? Hold on real quick, I gotta zoom in on this. Is that an 8-pack? I mean, I've got 2 abs under a layer or so. Oh, great. Veronica posted that her 2-year-old can do fractions. I can't even do fractions. Not only that, my kid can barely say dada. Oh, that's so great. Stacy got the brand new iPhone. Wait a minute, does that iPhone warm up coffee? That's incredible, I want that. Oh, the Joneses, they went on another vacation to an all-inclusive island. That's incredible. Wait a minute, is that a Golden Corral on the all-inclusive island? I'd love to swim in fondue for days. That's incredible. Oh, great. Steve got another job promotion. That means more money. Not only that, that means that he's only gonna get cooler things. I mean, I've been working the same exact job for 10 years and I've never gotten a job promotion. My life is terrible. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been scrolling through your social media platforms, or maybe you take a look into your neighbor's driveway and when you see something you like, you instantly want it? You didn't know that you wanted it until you saw that someone else had it. The same thing is true with social media, and we're gonna talk about that today. Now, wanting something starts at a really young age. Do you guys remember watching television and all of a sudden this really great commercial of a great toy would come on the screens and you'd really want that toy? So you would run to your parents, or you parents, your child would run towards you and they would look at you and say, hey, we need to buy this item right now. It's only 3 easy payments of $29.95 plus $19.95 shipping and handling. I mean, what a deal. You didn't realize that you wanted something until the marketers told you that you wanted it. The same thing is true with social media. We are the market for those we follow, and we all are marketers towards those who follow us. Now, social media is great for a lot of things. It keeps us connected with people that we probably would have lost touch with, and it is a great source for reliable news. The other day I was on Facebook and I started to read this article about how the world is going to end next week. Next week, Friday, 12:36, make sure you set an alarm because we're gone. We're gonna be gone. I mean, how incredible is that? That was such great news to know, and I'm so thankful that somebody decided to post it. Not only does it have a positive influence on our lives, but it can also have a negative influence as well. It can provide us with images that we probably shouldn't see. And when people start to post some incredible purchases or dreamy beach vacations, we start to want those things. And we start to compare ourselves to others. We compare ourselves to others. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we compare our real self to others' posted self. And when we start to compare ourselves to others, it can lead us to discontentment. And discontentment can cause us to start complaining about what we have, or rather, what we do not. And in this day and age, it's all over the place. Since we are now connected to anyone and everyone at any second, comparison will be around every corner. From each flick of the finger, we are surrounded by everyone's stuff. You see, I think most of the time it's true that our instant connection leads us to instant comparison. And this is true around the world. There was a survey conducted by the Harris poll that said 1 in 4 adults with social media accounts find themselves envious after seeing other people's vacation photos and pictures of expensive purchases posted online. Yeah, no duh. Are you kidding me? Of course we get envious when we see that incredible tropical island that your friends went to. We're envious because we want what others have. And if we're being honest, I think sometimes we want people to want what we have. But why do we care? Why does envy start to creep in? It's because we want to matter. We want our lives to matter, and we want to matter to others. And we want some self-satisfaction of they must be doing well in order to add validity to our lives. And we can't wait to post that new picture of that great new car or that great vacation so that others will be envious of our lives. And maybe it's not out of desire for envy, but we believe the lie that our identity and security is tied to our stuff and our circumstances. Now, comparison has been around for as long as one human has had another human to compare themselves to. Not only that, but in the New Testament, we can expect to hear some really good advice that I believe is good for you to know when it comes to this idea. You see, Paul wrote a letter to a group of new believers that were facing intense persecution. And he's writing this to encourage them and to strengthen them in their new way of life. And he not only that, but in the latter half of the letter, he starts to talk about the hope that we have in Jesus when we are up against the world. And he signs off the letter by telling them the things that will set them apart from being just a typical civilian. And I believe that is applicable for us today in this idea of comparison and discontentment. He says this, be joyful always. Be joyful always. Paul, I'm not quite sure that you realize the things that I am facing in my life. When every time that I look around, I see that my life isn't what I want it to be. You see those people, they've got the new dream boat, they've got that new iPhone, they're lifting heavy weight at the gym. Paul, I can't be joyful when I see all of those things. And on top of that, you say to be joyful always? Paul, have you ever been around somebody who is joyful always? They're annoying. And he keeps going. He says, pray continually. Yeah, I'll be praying for that job promotion. I'll be praying that my kids will become smarter. I'll be praying that I can get that new boat or those new things that I want. I'll be praying for all of those things that I want. Keep trying, Paul. And he finishes with this statement. Give thanks in all circumstances. Seriously? Give thanks? Your idea of combating this desire of want or discontentment is to just plain and simply give thanks? Paul, you don't understand the things that I'm struggling with. You don't understand our finances. You don't understand that I haven't gotten a job promotion. You don't understand. How can I give thanks when I see that guy that I work with go on his 4th trip to Disney with his family and I know that he makes less than me? Paul, how can I give thanks when that coworker comes in with that brand new outfit and I'm still rocking Jinko jeans? If you don't know what Jinko jeans are, that was a hilarious joke. 30% of the group got it. Make sure you Google it on the Googles later, okay? Jinko jeans. Paul, how can I give thanks when every time I open up my phone or I have that conversation with someone, I'm reminded that my life isn't what I want it to be? And all you're telling me to do is to be joyful always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances. Seriously? Give thanks? Here's what we need to remember, everybody. Social media is the highlight reel of people's lives. They aren't telling the whole story. You know, somebody sent me this e-card that I feel like is so essential to all of us, and it really sums up the life of social media. May your life someday be as awesome as you pretend it is on Facebook. I got 3 claps back there. That was awesome. Maybe you can look at it like this whole idea. It's almost as if there is a window, and people only allow us to see what they want us to see. And most of the time, we just see their incredible beach vacations or the great things that are going on in their lives. And so when we look through their window, we only see what they want us to see. Not only that, but on social media platforms, they now provide filters to even enhance your life. Like if you have blemishes or if you have some kind of bags under your eyes, don't worry, there's a filter for you, and it'll only make you look better. It enhances your life. On Snapchat, if a fellow wants to be fly with a crown of daisies, you can do it. Not only are we seeing through the window that people want us to see, but typically we are seeing the enhanced version of their lives. When in all actuality, it's probably not a beach of what their life looks like, but it's probably more like a storm. You see, we don't see the storms of people's lives. We don't see those sleepless nights. We don't see that pit in their stomach when they start looking through their credit card bill. The only thing we see is their smiling faces in front of their shiny new item or that dreamy beach vacation that they took their kids on. The same thing is true with us. People don't see the things that we struggle with. We only allow others to see what we want them to see. They don't see that we struggle with our finances. They don't see that our marriage is a wreck. They don't see that our kids physically assault each other every single car ride. We only see what others want us to see, and we only allow others to see what we want them to see. See, there's no need to compare because on social media, people don't give us an accurate depiction of their lives. Don't envy people because you don't know the full story. But take Paul's advice and just be thankful. And this concept of thankfulness guards us from comparison and complaining. And when we do this, our joy will start to grow, our cup will overflow, and our perspective will start to change. So the next time that you see someone's post and that causes that comparison to start creeping in, remind yourself of this statement. A change in gratitude leads to change in attitude. A change in gratitude leads to a change in attitude. When you start to be grateful for the things that you have, it'll change the way that you respond. Imagine if we lived in a world where people opened up their windows and allowed us to see their true lives. They allowed us to see how things truly are. I believe that it would simply make us thankful for what we have. You see, last year, my wife and I got to go visit Kenya, Africa, in a community called Dubai. And when we were there, we got to interact with this community and we got to see what it looks like to look through somebody's window without the phoniness and the fakeness. And when we went there, I learned one of the greatest lessons that I've ever learned in my entire life. And for those of you who've been to a third world country, you probably know this lesson as well. But it was simply to just be thankful for what I had. You see, there were kids there. They were running around playing with rotten tires. Not only that, but they would play with these clumps of tape that would suffice as a soccer ball. They would play with a piece of rope. And here's the thing. They were beaming with pride and joy for what they had. They didn't care about a boat. They didn't care about an iPhone. They didn't care about any of those vacations that people went on. They were just simply grateful to be alive. And when we went, we had this incredible opportunity to sponsor a little girl named Winnie. And since we've gotten back to the States, we've got to correspond with her and her family. And Winnie has allowed us to look into her window. She's allowed us to see everything. And one of the last letters that Winnie sent us, she listed the things that she was thankful for. And her list is much simpler than ours. And she said this, "Dear God, thank you for food and clothes and for water to drink." You see, she is just thankful to be alive. And her gratitude has completely changed our attitude. She wasn't embarrassed of her window, but just thankful for the view that God has given her. We could all do what Winnie's doing. We can all be thankful for what we have. And when we do that, it frees us from comparison. Imagine if we lived in a world that when the feeling of comparison started to creep in, we paused and we remembered the blessings that we have. Maybe the next time that you are on social media and you start to feel comparison creeping in, maybe if you put your phone down and make a list of the things that you're grateful for. If you have that conversation or you glance into your neighbor's driveway and it starts to cause you to compare yourselves to them, then pause and make a list of the things that you're thankful for. And maybe for you, you aren't even quite sure what you're grateful for. Maybe you can adapt the same mentality of Winnie, that you can just be grateful for food, for clothes, and for water to drink. Life is a gift, everybody. Don't waste it by comparing yourselves to others because they are only presenting what they want you to see. And you and I have so much to be thankful for. Thank you.